August 8th was already an important date in presidential history, even before Donald Trump's home was raided today on August 8th. On this night in presidential history, August 8th, 1974, this happened.
I have never been a quitter. To leave office before my term is completed is abhorrent to every instinct in my body. But as president, I must put the interests of America first. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
President Nixon announced tonight, a little over an hour ago, that he is resigning as President of the United States. Made no reference directly to Watergate, but said that he may have made some mistakes in judgment, but they were all in what he thought were the interests of the United States and its people. That was his only reference at all to possible culpability. He did appeal for conciliation in his 16-minute speech.
And Michael, those of us who were around all remember where we were when we watched that moment on television. And just for the television record, the speech was at 9 p.m. That Walter Cronkite coverage was right now. That Walter Cronkite coverage was in this very hour on that August 8th night. And I was sure today, Michael, you were thinking of that previous August 8th when we were watching this news unfold tonight.
You and me both, my friend. That's for sure. And, you know, this is the definition of karma tonight. Two things. A month before Nixon resigned in the summer of 1974, on this night, Nixon and Bebe Rebozo, his best friend, got on a helicopter at Nixon's house in Key Biscayne, Florida, and they flew to, guess what, Mar-a-Lago, which had been offered to the federal government as a presidential estate. So Nixon wanted to walk around, see if he liked it or not. So a little bit spooky. More important than that, when Nixon resigned this evening, 1974, as both of you know, he began making arrangements to ship all sorts of secret and possibly incriminating documents to San Clemente and was getting away with it. Finally, the new president, Gerald Ford, made a deal with Nixon that his famous tapes and papers would be put in a vault in Southern California. The National Archives would have one key, Nixon would have the other. And after a couple of years, if Nixon wanted to, he could use his key and destroy every single document that might be embarrassing or incriminating. Congress went crazy about this, shows you how different it was in those days, passed something called the Presidential Records Act of 1978, which said that presidents cannot take out documents like that. If there's a document saying where the nuclear codes are, he can't take it. Or where CIA agents are, can't give that to a friendly foreign government and make some money. Donald Trump seems not to have read that. It's a real law. Probably that's what those FBI agents were doing at Mar-a-Lago today.